Hello, Winnie. Sterling. You're not James. This is James. Roman. And what name would this be? Cleo. So, I know we haven't added any new words to the words you know how to say already when you read. So, before, okay, with a capital B or with a lower b, B-E-F-O-R-E, before I read you the story, we will go over some words. And then after we go over the words, A-F-T-E-R, after we go over these words, we will read the story. So, one day I was happy because, yes, the sun was shining. But no, it was not my birthday. I had a big breakfast and a little bit of lunch that day. And I am not a dog. But Baxter, he said that he thinks I should get down from the couch, because he has to get down from the couch, and go outside when I would rather be inside. So I will be picking up a book to read, and I am going to read you a book that has two characters in it, a good guy and a bad guy. And it is not too long. It's kind of a little book. I love you. So, and I know that you love your mom and dad. Do we have dad in this list? Yes, we do. Here's dad. All right. There's a she in this book. I think the she is a cat. Me. Yeah, me. I'm reading this book. And no, it is not a sad book, but it is a good book that we are going to read. And we were reading a book similar to this the last time we read. So, what is this book? It is a story about the Sleepy Time Crime. I don't think we've had a superhero in our other stories. Not sure what that is. Maybe it's an iguana. We have to turn the pages and find out. Sleepy Time Crime. And of course, the book always has good guys and bad guys. Okay, this book stars Ignatius the iguana. I thought that was an iguana. Ignatius the iguana. Super Turtle, the turtle of steel. Oh, I bet he belongs to Superman. Oh, also we have Streaky, the super cat, and Supergirl. 3 chapters. Catnip Caper, Evil Ingredient, and Leaping Lizards. So let's meet Super Turtle. Super Turtle has heat. Yeah, it's heat. Heat and X-ray vision. He can fly, freeze breath, and super speed. Now, turtles usually don't have super speed, so he must be very special. Super turtle. Belongs to Superman. Okay, he is a turtle, born on Krypton. His weakness is kryptonite, just like Superman. Favorite food is turtle treats. Bio is, as Superman's pet reptile, Super Turtle has the same superpower as his hero. Now, this is the villain. He's a wickedly smart. He has kryptonite. Oh, and that's the one thing that can bring down the power of Superman. He's cold-blooded. I guess most iguanas are cold-blooded. And he belongs to Lex Luthor. Ooh. So, here we have the turtle. It's kind of small. Superman, Supergirl, and Lex Luthor at all. But look at how small the cat is. And the iguana. That's kind of a big iguana. He's almost bigger than the cat. Most iguanas are not that big. So he must be super. Catnip caper. Supergirl yawned and stretched and got out of bed. She's ready for another day of fighting crime. The superhero looked around for her super cat, Stricky. Hey, where's my little cat of steel, she called. Like most cats, Stricky was active at night. After dark, he liked to prowl the streets in search of thugs and thieves, while the rest of the world slept. Well, usually. Today, Supergirl found the crime-fighting cat in the kitchen. He was curled up on a huge pile of kitty crunch-alongs. Kitty crunch-alongs, that must be a cat snack. He was snoring and dreaming of food. His tummy was bulging. He looked like he hadn't moved for hours. Streaky, Supergirl called to him. Streaky's left ear twitched, but he didn't wake up. He was fast asleep. Zzz. Big night with the bad guys? Supergirl asked, patting her sleepy cat. Then Supergirl slid Streaky to the side. Whoosh! The superhero spun around and around at incredible speed, creating a small whirlwind. The kitty crunch-along swirled into the air and then went right back into the bag. That's a pretty neat trick. Meow. Streaky was awake and ready for a snack. I thought you'd had enough, said Supergirl. She grabbed the bag and poured another bowlful. There, she said with a yawn, and she placed it on the floor. I don't know why I feel so tired, she said, shaking her head and yawning again. Maybe I didn't sleep well last night. Sleep. Streaky loved sleep. Lately, the super cat couldn't get enough of it. He daydreamed about catnip as he chewed his kitty crunch-along. Streaky had only been awake for a few minutes, but all he wanted to do was grab a bite and get back to bed. After a few more bites, Streaky curled up in a warm patch of sun, and then he heard a tapping at the door. Who's bothering me now? He said. Oh, it's the turtle. It was Super Turtle. The powerful pet had come to see what was going on with his friend. Word on the street was that rodent robbers no longer had anything to fear in Streaky's neighborhood. Crime was up, and criminals were laughing at the thought of the sleepy super cat coming after them. When Super Turtle heard the rumors, he suspected something was wrong. The Streaky he knew would never allow criminals to run wild or robber rats to tease him. As soon as he was inside, Super Turtle saw that this was not the Streaky he knew. Something is very wrong. The orange cat sat down on the mat before Super Turtle was all the way in the door. Don't talk, sleeping, Streaky mumbled, and a moment was snoring. Bzzz. Wake up, Super Turtle tried shaking the sleepy cat. It was no use. Whatever the problem was, it was clear Super Turtle was going to have to get to the bottom of it by himself. He turned in, Whoosh! Super Turtle stepped on something soft, bent over to take a closer look. Whatever it was had been turned to reddish goo under his foot. The reptile hero sniffed at the slime. Sniff, sniff, it smelled like cat food. There was something else. Super Turtle was picking up on an evil scent. Super Turtle yawned. Leaning against the bag of the cat food, he looked over at the dozing cat. Suddenly, a nap seemed like a good idea to him, too. If he took a quick nap, then he might be able to identify the smell, or perhaps he would come to him later tomorrow, or maybe never. Super Turtle pulled his head into his shell and started to sleep when, snap! Super Turtle's eyes opened wide. Hey, this was no time for sleeping. It was no time for hiding either. Super Turtle had a job to do, and the suspect was in plain sight. In a flash of green, Super Turtle raced across the kitchen, flung open the cupboard door, grabbed the suspect, and wrestled it to the ground. It had defeated the bag of cat food. That's what he was fighting, the bag of cat food. I flipped the bag over. Super Turtle spotted something fishy. The logo looked like LexCorp brand, but why would the supervillain Lex Luthor be making cat food? Unless... Super Turtle took a close look at the bag. It read, New Kitty Crunch-Alongs. A burst of secret sauce in every bite. Super Turtle had never heard of secret sauce. He wondered if that ingredient was making Streaky sleepy. Streaky, Super Turtle tried once more to shake the cat awake. How long have you been eating this food? Streaky opened one eye. Hey, get your flippers off my Crunch-Alongs. And zzz, went right back to sleep. Streaky, something's wrong with your food, Super Turtle tried to explain. It was useless. Streaky had already gone back to sleep. Super Turtle needed to figure out who was poisoning Streaky and how and why. He had to get to the bottom of this catnip caper on his own. End of chapter 1. Chapter 2 is evil ingredient. Ingredient are the things that go in our food. Sometimes we put, maybe sugar or flour or water or milk. Those are all ingredients. But this cat food's got an evil ingredient in it. Moving at lightning speed and holding the large bag in his small arms, Super Turtle looked to the skies. Whoosh! Below him on the street, people blinked and rubbed their eyes. Was that a flying turtle? I don't think I've ever seen a flying turtle. Hey, look up there, the people said, pointing to the sky. It's Super Turtle! Whoosh! Like a discus, Super Turtle hurtled towards the LexCorp building. The doors were locked with chains, but that didn't stop him. Using his heat vision, Super Turtle melted those chains and he broke inside. In the building, Super Turtle spied a scaly villain hard at work. It was Ignatius the Iguana. He was dressed in a lab coat and goggles and bent over a table. Hey, I wonder if we have a picture of this. Yes, we do. There he is. There's that evil iguana. Super Turtle flew into the air. Then he dropped the bag of Crunch-Alongs from the ceiling. His aim was perfect. The cat food landed directly on the evil iguana's head. Splat! Stop right there, Super Turtle said. Curses, you spilled it all, the bad reptile growled. He was twisting and flailing under the bag, trying hard to scrape up the glowing goo that had splattered across the floor. The cat's out of the bag, Ignatius. I know you're behind this kitty Crunch-Alongs that are putting Streaky to sleep, Super Turtle said, swooping closer. He only wished he knew how. Mwahaha, Ignatius laughed. That's not all, Soft Shell, said the evil lizard. While Stricky's been sleeping, I've prepared a little surprise that will get that cat out of my scales for good. In fact, he's been so busy napping, I've even had time to come up with a new recipe. For dogs. Super Turtle gasped. That's right, Ignatius said. Crypto, the super dog, is next on my list. But if I knew you were going to stick your neck out, I would have worked on turtle treats first. At that moment, Super Turtle realized what was affecting Streaky. It was that red goo dripping from Ignatius's claws. Suddenly, Ignatius opened his pointy fist and flung the secret ingredient at Super Turtle. Whoosh! Taking a quick breath, Super Turtle ducked into his shell to avoid the gob of glue coming his way. The evil ingredient splattered all around him. Sweet dreams, Super Turtle, said Ignatius. Enjoy my ingredient, Sleepy Time sauce. Ignatius had stuffed Streaky's kitty crunch-alongs with his new secret snoozing sauce. It was the reason the super cat had been eating more. It was also the reason Streaky had been sleeping more and more without ever realizing how he was changing. Super Turtle did not want the Sleepy Time sauce to change him, too. Luckily, turtles can hold their breath for a long time. Super Turtle could hold his for hours. Even luckier, when Super Turtle popped his head back out, he was ready with freeze breath. Whoosh! Ooh, look at that. Super Turtle froze the entire lab with a mighty blast of sub-zero air. But he had stayed in his shell too long. While Super Turtle had been hiding, Ignatius had disappeared. The evil lizard left a message in the glowing glue. You're next. That's the end of Chapter 2. Chapter 3, Leaping Lizards. Super Turtle flew as fast as he could to find Streaky. If he was next on the list, that meant Streaky was still first. He was on his way back to Supergirl's kitchen when something caught his eye. Well, this must be how Ignatius planned to get rid himself of Streaky. On the roof of the LexCorp building was a giant rocket set to launch. On board was a lifetime supply of Sleepy Time sauce. And Streaky! Oh, look at, I think I see Streaky on there. And Super Cat was fast asleep. Oh, there's the bad guy over there. There's Ignatius, and there's Streaky. Super Turtle flew down to the rocket's boosters. An awful noise came from the control tower. It was Ignatius laughing and starting the countdown. 10, 9. Super Turtle had to free his cat pal, and fast. Hang on, Streaky, Super Turtle called. Streaky moved his head slightly, but he didn't open his eyes. He's still sleeping. 8. Oh, I hope your feline friend likes the water, Super Turtle, Ignatius shouted into a microphone. It's a long swim back from where he's headed. The countdown continued. 7. Oh, look at that, Ignatius. It's a nasty guy. The rocket was aimed at a top-secret island in the middle of the ocean. With his superpowers weakened, Streaky would be stuck out in the sea forever. Not so fast, shouted Super Turtle. The hero sped towards the high-tech rocket, hoping to save his friend. Whammo! Super Turtle suddenly fell to the ground like a stone. Ha, 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 Ignatius laughed. That kitty carrier is made of pure kryptonite. Kryptonians are powerless against it. Ignatius was right. Kryptonite could make anyone from the planet Krypton as weak as a doodle. However, there was one thing Ignatius didn't know. Streaky wasn't from Krypton. Supergirl had created Streaky during an experiment with X-Kryptonite. It was the only thing that gave the Supercat superpowers. Here's the countdown still going. 6. Super Turtle could do only one thing to save Streaky. He needed to reverse the power of the Sleepy Time Sauce. He needed something that was right under their feet. X-Kryptonite. Before the clock could count down any further, Super Turtle took off and he zoomed straight up into the air, faster than a rocket. Look at that. Look how fast he's going. Then, pausing just inside the Earth's atmosphere, he turned and aimed. Who's he aiming for? Is he aiming for Ignatius? He looks a little scared. Oh boy. The clock ticked down the seconds. The clock ticked down the seconds as Super Turtle hurled faster and faster to Earth. As the rooftop came into view, Super Turtle pulled himself back into his shell. His aim was perfect. Kapow! Kaboosh! Super Turtle smashed through the wall of LexCorp as if they were made of paper. He tore through concrete and steel. At last he blasted the target, a safe full of X-Kryptonite that LexCorp had kept for experiments. Look at, he broke into that safe. 4, they're still counting. 4, 3, the X-Kryptonite green glow reached Streaky just in time. It reversed the effects of the Sleepy Time Sauce. The old Streaky was back, but now Super Turtle was in trouble. Smash! At full strength, Streaky broke free of the Kryptonite kitty carrier. He needed to help restore Super Turtle's power, just as his friend had helped him. You could use a good tan, Streaky said, patting Super Turtle's shell. 2. That rocket's ready to blast. Ready for liftoff. 1. Streaky shoved his weakened friend inside the rocket, but not to get rid of him. After a few hours in the island sun, Super Turtle would be back. Not so fast, shouted Ignatius Iguana. He grabbed Streaky, wrestling with the Super Cat on top of the rocket. Chill out, Ignatius, said Streaky, and he blasted the evil iguana with a freeze breath. And the rocket roared to life. Ooh, do we have a picture of this? We sure do. Look at that. There is the sleeping turtle on that rocket. Streaky is here. And whoosh. Look at that rocket take off. Oh, and look at who's on top of the rocket. Who's frozen to the top of the rocket is that evil iguana, Ignatius. The boosters roared as a rocket lifted into the atmosphere. Slowly, the hunk of metal disappeared from sight. While Super Turtle soared to the top secret island, Streaky cleaned out. He placed the X-Kryptonite that had weakened his friend in a top secret vault. Then he searched the sky for Super Turtle's return. Minutes passed, and Streaky was starting to get a little worried. Then he finally saw a tiny green speck in the wide blue sky. Whoosh! People shouted and pointed. It was Super Turtle. He was back to full strength and ready to go. Look at that. He and his sunglasses and a hat. Streaky had never been so happy to see Super Turtle before. "Thanks for saving me," he said. "Thanks for saving me," Super Turtle replied. "And thanks for sending Ignatius on a much-needed vacation." "I hope that old iguana packs sunscreen," Streaky said. "I don't think it'll matter," Super Turtle replied. "Ignatius has already been burned." There's Ignatius on the island. Look at all that sleepy time sauce is making him sleep. And look at that. Oh, he doesn't have any sunscreen, so he's turning red. He's burning. We won't see that bad guy for a while. All right, well, here we have a picture of the bad guys and the good guys. We've read stories about most of them. Okay, no jokes in this one. Okay, word power. Caper. Caper is a criminal act or a trick. Experiment is a scientific test to try out an idea or theory. Ingredient is one of the items that something is made of. A kryptonite is a radioactive rock from the planet Krypton. Prowl means to move around quietly, secretly. Sub-zero is a temperature below zero. Suspected means you thought that somebody was guilty, but you have no proof. All right, well, that's our story for today. That's my end of my super books at home. I gotta go to the library and see if I can find some more super books. But next time, I'm going to be reading Scooby-Doo. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.